Mola.
Yes, sir, audible.
Audible, right? Okay. Fine. So yesterday we just started the base. Okay. When I say base, it is like more over the entry point, right? Bring few more chairs, no? Okay. Settle down. So yesterday was just in a heads up, like okay, how things is going to work. Okay. How things is working into the industry and how we have to mitigate it. Okay. What exactly we need it, that we are going to understand going forward step by step. You will get to know what exactly the practices are there, what exactly things you need to consider in your this learning, and how these all things will be went to the implementation part once you start this journey. Fine. Sorry. Okay. People over the call, were you able to see the screen right now or not? Anyone who joined for the first time completely, any person that for that particular person is the first class itself over online, is anyone is there, or everyone have joined yesterday classes?
Today I joined Pushparaj.
Pushparaj?
Mola also, sir.
Yeah.
Mola also, sir. Mola. Maya also, sir.
Okay, fine. Mola, you are experienced or fresher?
I'm a fresher, sir.
Which year pass out? Which year pass
Hello.
out? Which year pass out? Good, Mola. Good. Okay. Pushparaj, what about you? Your experience?
Yeah, I am experienced, and 2 years I had a break in my
Hello.
career.
Yeah, Mola, just hold for a while. Hold for a while. Yeah,
Sorry
Pushparaj.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a 2 years gap in my career, so I want to become from the development to DevOps engineer.
How long you were working into development?
I was there for 16 years. I was in the development for initially, and then I was working in application support for a long time for the same client. Yeah.
Okay. So then there, I think no prior language you are using, right? You are working completely on the support front, right?
Yeah, and I was a Java J2E developer.
Okay. Earlier you were Java J2E developer.
Yes,
In the
yes, yes.
beginning or initial of the career, then you moved to production support, and
Production
then
support for almost 8 years in the production support.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
Which was the last organization you worked in?
I worked in Asilia. It's an airline domain. I was working, yeah, in Asilia into 2022 June. I was quit out.
Reason for quick up?
No, I have some personal
Okay, fine.
commitments, so that's why I break.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Not an issue.
Thank you.
Okay, so the people who joined recently today, so I think I already explained about myself. I'm a PhD in cybersecurity with 10 plus years of experience. Okay, and the last student which got placed was within a package of 36 LP. I work for a company called OpenTix Corporation Private Limited. Just to heads up to the people who joined for the first time this particular session. Fine. Now let's start. Come to the main point. Coming to your DevOps journey, which we are, yeah, come. Your journey, which we are there. So we will be talking about some facts related to the DevOps, which you might have to understand before getting in this deep area. Shift to that side. Take this chair to the shift. Take it into the back. Okay. So there are some facts, okay, which having, I would say moreover, it's an assumption, okay, which clarity should be needed for each of individual to understand it. The first doubt which many people having in this field when they are coming it about the programming language, whether programming language is required or not. This is the first assumption. As per you guys, most of the people from freshers and experience, what do you think? Is this required or not required? Many of you might have chosen DevOps just because that programming is not needed. Highly chances are there, right? But in real world, does it really make sense that programming language on which the complete core IT is dependent, without that things will work? Yes or no? The answer is no. So as in DevOps career also, when you are in some experience range, maybe a 5+ years or 6 years of experience range, at fresher level might be you might not get directly the programming work, maybe little bit monitoring work you get it. But at an experience level, when you move to the ladder of IT, this is must. I say, I repeat, this is must. Any company which you are targeting, a big company, let's say Cisco, IBM, any big Walmart, any big companies, if I am talking their names, this company definitely need the programming language. So you should be not in that dilemma that DevOps means no coding over there. Definitely, this coding will be there. Most probably, you should be finding it Python as a programming language. Okay, most probably, this is your programming language. Mostly they follow at the DevOps front. With this, there is one more things come into the picture, which also very important as part of DevOps aspirant or someone who is actually into the DevOps. There are so many things or activities we have to do it in a day-to-day routine, like that can be your manual, functional also. So you cannot do repetition task again and again, right? Whenever, for example, someone is asking you, please open a gate, close a gate, open a gate, close a gate. You feel itself fed up that, okay, why this much of manual task is there? Rather than that, you might have seen into the showroom, let's say a car showroom, when you go, doors will automatically open. Automation is there over there. So for that front, there is another concept come into the picture is your scripting knowledge. I'm just first clearing out, just setting up the base. So your vision should be clear. Scripting knowledge. It can be your shell. It can be your bash. Bash can be your PowerShell. Any kind of a scripting language, you should be knowing it once you getting into the ladder. As a fresher entry point, I will guide you where you have to go it, which have to prepare it. But once you get into this area, DevOps area, you have to start working on these particular things also one by one. Come in. Please collect, please take the chairs from that room and settle down over there. Fine. This is first thing. First two things. Another important fact over there is Linux experience. Is required or not. Most of you might be having a sense of doubt or have a confusion that Linux, whatever we are using it, it is purely onto the command basis. Like, okay, Charan, just shift in this front, okay? And people over there, please make this row. More students will come, so please make in this way. Settle down, quickly. Fine, everyone, settle down. Linux experience is required or not? In your day-to-day routine life, in your regular application, when you are getting work in any organization, always remember that products, whatever you are using it, that is dependent on multiple operating system. When I say multiple operating system, what exactly it means? It can be your Linux, it can be your Windows. But in Linux also, there are n numbers of flavors. Like in Linux, you have Red Hat, right? Ubuntu, CentOS, Kali Linux, Rocky Linux, IBM AXI, Solaris, SUSE. Different type of operating systems are available over there. So it means Come in, come in, come in. Please arrange the chairs and settle down quickly. You guys can make a row in this front. Okay, make a row in this front. Yeah, fine. Means multiple type of operating systems are available over there. It's okay. Now things are settled down. So multiple operating systems are available over there. So definitely then you might have a question that does I need to learn each of the operating system? The answer is purely no. You don't need to have learn all kind of an operating system. You have an understanding what exactly Linux will work, right? How exactly Linux is work whenever I'm using an application. That clarity you should be in your mind. Again, in Linux also, this is names Red Hat, Ubuntu, Solaris, CentOS. But in this one also, there are n number of versions are there. Let's say Red Hat latest version is I think 9.2. But do you think when 9.2 was the only latest version? Before that, there was series of 8.7, 7. Series was there, and n number of platforms was there. So in an organization, when you are using an application, when you are using a product, right? Companies offers a support, compatibility support. It means like they can offer multiple version whenever the product release. See, you have to understand one more thing. When I say support, right? Let's say you might have a question in your mind that sir already when there are n number of versions was already available, then why there was a need of new versions came into? Everything have an issue, right? When you are using a mobile phone, at your mobile phone you find that things are working fine, but still you get a notification update your phone. Yes or no? Why that updates generally came? Because that will fix minor end of fixes or whatever the issues you might be seeing it. That is the reason they make the changes over there, and then they create a build. Any application which you are using it, that is a build actually. From as a development, as an testing perspective, it is a build which you get from the teams R&D teams which is continuously working on that particular front. Once that build is testing from the internal team, then it is available for the users or the customers. Let's assume the real time scenario. Phone Pay, everyone is using it. Paytm is everyone using it. Nowadays, you might be seeing a different type of issues with Paytm, right? Because of so much so undependencies over there. But on that fix, if there are issues when customer report, so what will happen? Like for example, I'm using a Paytm. I just reported an issue. What will happen? It will go to the support team, right? Support team, like who are the first person into the organization. They will be having their own chats available over there, and they try to first resolve it. Let's say customer care, you called it that, okay, I'm seeing this issue in my application. Can you fix it? Or for example, I'm using Linux Red Hat. Paytm I have installed over in this version. I am having an issue. Definitely there was some commands or some process already have been shared by R&D teams to fix that issue. For example, they try to fix it, but there that is not resolved. Then what will happen? The production support team or the support team will send this issue to the R&D team. That boss, there is an issue with this operating system, whatever you did it. So let's say assume you are using Red Hat 8.7 version where you are using Paytm itself. Just a random example. It means that this version having some issue. So what I need to do it as a developer, as a backend developer, I should be checking what is the compatibility issue over happening over there. And I find that might be there are some issues with the libraries which I have used it. Now, what R&D will do? R&D will fix to the latest version or update to the latest version. And then we communicate to the customer that, okay, this is the latest version of Red Hat is available. You install this product on the top of this operating system. That's the way your Linux will come into the picture. Always remember, Linux is not about only the commands what you are using it. It's more than that what you are thinking. It is something which is industry standards. Most of the companies follow to use Linux only because of its open source compatibilities, and freely it is available into the market which you can use it. Till this part clear to the Linux one? Right. Now, another, which is again a dilemma, I would say, or an assumption that non-technical people can't get into this industry. This is also one buzz. This is also one assumption from many people that okay, non-technical people who are from different background, they're not able to get into the DevOps. See, the answer is absolutely no. There is no rule have been written in any book that the people belongs from a different background is not able to get into the DevOps. They can able to get it into this industry, but the most important part, what skill set you have learned it and how much mature you are towards that thing, that you have to portray and showcase in your like interview. Clear? So you have to remove from your mindset the people who are from HR background, some are from banking background, some are from the civil background. Those people who are from different backgrounds, you should have removed this thing from your mindset. You have to perform well in your interview. That is the major thing which you have to do. Clear? So these are few assumptions which you have to take out from your mind. And the first assumption, which is very important for you, the programming language. Once you enter into the industry, highly chances are there you might get the first project as an programming only. Be clear, be very specific, or you will get an automation project itself where they might be using Terraform, they might be using a variable based infrastructure, Terragrant, any kind of implementation you can get as a fresher also. I'm talking about, there was a student which I was talking about yesterday, Shivang Bis. He got as a fresher in one of the good company, and he got a project as a automation project only, as a DevOps only. So please remove that thought process from your mindset going forward. Cleared out? Fine. Now another important point that which we touched yesterday also, like things was working fine only, everything was going very well, then why suddenly happened that this demand of DevOps have been increased a lot? This demand of DevOps have been increased a lot, and we will break these things in multiple parts. Okay, so let's say another important fact. Why organization needs DevOps specialist. Why organization need DevOps specialist? The first point in this particular scenario, the first point in this particular scenario is your fast delivery. Fast delivery. This is the first point, because nowadays is anything is available into the market, who is coming first into the market, that will become the popular. There are n number of institutes available over here in Bangalore, right? But you still opted for Basant. Reason why? They are very active on the portfolios, very active on the channels, right? Very responsive over there, right? So there are like factors. Like when someone is working on something, it's not about because I'm associated with JLC, I'm associated with Q Spiders also. My own firm is also there. But they have followed some methodology, they've seen the trend, how this thing is working. But let's assume with the real-time scenario, how exactly it happened actually. Now, how many of you remember there was an application called Arogya Setu? Remember this app or heard it about this app anytime? Heard it or not? Not heard. It's okay. In COVID time frame, there is,
Yes, we had.
yeah, in COVID time frame, there is a very famous application happened, that is Arogya Setu app. Okay. And we will talk about this scenario, actually how it is the best real example of DevOps, right? So what exactly it happened? Let's assume this is the government. Let's assume this is the government, okay? And government want that, okay, we want some application which can give me the details of how many number of people are affected, for example, in this particular area. Let's assume Kundanalli signal only, and I want that details. If I'll get the details of that particular person, what exactly I will do? I will go ahead and like I will put the braces the way they used to do it in COVID. If you have encountered that COVID time scenario, right? So they have that assumption at that time, and till 2020 already technology was very fast. Already things was already at the peak level. So now what happened? Government approach, let's say one of the industry, one of the IT company. Okay, let's assume they approached to us only. That was with Ranjit team they approached. Okay, and let's say my manager Sham had a word with them. Had a word with them. For an example. Now, Mr. Government have said that okay, we have a requirement. So they will give you a requirement. Requirement they said that okay, we need an app which actually get details of people who are infected with COVID. We need this detail, right? So Sham, as a manager of this organization, he did not discuss with anyone. He just come over here and he said that okay, we will build up the application. He was ready. That okay, we will build up the application because business is coming. I'll come to that part also, how companies are actually getting the business. And that way only you are getting the jobs. And that way only in market jobs are available. Okay. So he told that, okay, we are ready. First discussion, yeah, we are ready. Second discussion, government asked, okay, tell me how much time you needed to make it. How much time you needed to make it. So he said that then what he did, he met with that internal team. Mr. Sham, whatever he's Sham, he met with the internal team and discussed that, okay, we have this big requirement. How much time this required? He said, the team said that we need at least 6 months to build up, right? Team said we need 6 months to build up. Now government is coming and telling that if you take 6 months, after 6 months, who knows whether this COVID will there or not, right? So it means what happened in that particular scenario, the delivery which I need immediately, he is taking 6 months, right? Understand the scenario very clearly. Now something which I need right now, for example, you liked a very, let's assume you are someone fan of iPhones, and iPhone 16 launched into the market, and you are someone that okay, I have to purchase it as it like till today I have to purchase it. But someone said that no, you have to wait for 3 months. Did you have that same enthusiasm will remain after 3 months? Definitely no, right? Similarly, when in a business, if something is already planned, already there, they have an idea in their mindset. If this idea is implemented by someone else, there will be a loss. Yes or no? The value is not for the application. The value is for the idea. Always remember in technology. That's the reason so many ideas are there in a startup companies, and on that basis only they are making so much of money. All right. So they said that okay, we are going to say 6 months. Then Mr. Government again came and they said that if you are going to take this much of time, then how we are going to be able to track this all record? In 6 months, so many people will die. So many people record out of the records will be happen. Finally, again, they came back and they discussed with the team and they finally said that, okay, within 2 months, we will be able to make it deploy. If they are not ready to set up this project in this early tenure, what will happen? There are n numbers of companies who are ready to take that project. N numbers of company who are ready to take this project. Finally, once they committed that, okay, within 2 months, we are ready to give you the project, we are ready to give you the application. It means they first factor they assume they accepted that we have to provide the fast delivery. Understand this point? What is that fast delivery? Once this agreement done, then what is going to be happen? The Mr. Government as an customer, they will release, let's say the total budget of this project is, let's assume 5 CR. Assuming a small number is 5 CR. Generally projects are very costly. Okay. Initial payment they do as an 1 CR. Let's say 1 CR we have released, government have released to us. Now what will happen? When government release 1 CR amount to us, what is the first thing I will be doing it? I will be doing the first thing. I know that I have a requirement. Understand the fact from here now. I know that I have the requirement now with me. But what is the first thing I need to develop an app? I need a developer. I need a coder who can write a code by understanding the application. So definitely if in my team there is no developer is there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a developer for my organization. And this is the way how the hirings comes into the picture. How you are seeing the job markets is getting the business, how you are seeing the business over there. Clear this part? Now, definitely when they release 1 CR, I definitely going to hire few developers who will write the code, will make a product. Fine. So once a developer done with the part, after that, what is going to do it? For example, someone have created the application, but I need people, right, who will test this product. Obviously, right? Someone should test and check it. For example, when car industry builds the car, after that definitely there will be so much of tests happens, right? Teams are involved over there. So first part is development done, then second part is testing done. So I will hire few testers also. Then I found that okay, everyone is not technical, everyone is not understanding what exactly it is there into this front. So what exactly I need, for example, the people who are from the manager front. So I will be need a DevOps teams who can create a kind of an integration environment, who can just generate the reports for me. So now what exactly happened? The whole process, which is taking 6 months of time, now with this efficiency of DevOps comes into the picture, it become very faster. But how that process, that is in a different thing we are going to discuss, that is agile and all, that will be a second session. But first you understand, right? It means some requirement came from the development front, from the government front, we accepted that thing and then produce it. If an example, if it is not this organization, let's say DevOps with Ranjit is not an organization, might be some another organization have picked up and they said, okay, we are ready. So highly chances of loss of business is going to be happen. Clear? This is the first point you have to remember, that when someone is asked, okay, why DevOps is required? Why DevOps is needed actually into the market? Because it provides the fastest delivery into the market, and that trend is actually going faster. I will show you also when we go more in detail one by one to make you understand. Till clear? Clear this part? Fine. Now let's say, then you might have a question in your mind that if someone is coming fastest into the market, then it is highly chances are there I lost the market. But that is always true. The answer is no. That is not always true. And that is the second characteristics of the DevOps. That is the second characteristics of DevOps. What is the second characteristics? That is your high quality. High quality. Now, when we say high quality means, for an example, in 2016, when there was a demonetization happened, remember 2016 scenario when there is a demonetization happened and all the notes of 500 and 1000 have been disabled, or like it's from the government is like completely stopped. So there is one application become very popular. Which was that application? In 2016, there is one of the application become very popular at that time frame. Which was that particular application? That particular application was Paytm. That application was Paytm. This application have taken an advantage into the market, seeing the thing that okay, whatever issues is going on, they already get some inputs. When someone is in a business, they have initial insights from their government itself. Always remember this thing. Why I'm always emphasizing towards business. IT is more than corporate, it is more over a business. You have to accept this fact from the day beginning, right? Till the business is working, job is there. To be true, to be very frank with this part. Till business is not working, that's the reason you see.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Can you come again the points of the after the payments?
I just started on that part. I just started.
No, no, no. Oh, before 2 points, you should be remember like that you asked that, right? Can you please come again once?
Okay. The first point, which I just said, that you have to remember whenever you are working for any organization, you are part of one of the business. Okay. You are part of any business unit, and every business units have some set of budget or revenue. On that basis only, every organization is giving you a salary. On that basis only, you are getting the amounts. You have to remember this particular thing. So whenever things happen into the organization, it depends on org level is different, BU level is different. It does not mean if Amazon is leading off people, it might be the division itself not working. Let's say the first time when Amazon did it, that was for the Alexa division. How many of you have used Alexa? Right? Alexa is a device. So that device was not working at that time very frequently. They thought that the scenario what is there in a COVID, it will remain same over there. But at the time goes on, people again back to the normal things, normal life, and they really don't need this Alexa and Siri and all. Right? That's the reason the demand of that particular growth have been decreased. When customer requirement reduce, so definitely the people who are working over there, that will also going to be impacted. So that clarity should be there, that we all are part of a business where we have some roles have been defined. Clear cut, clear, people over call, people over here. Now coming to the back where we started. So in 2016, demonetization and this particular application came into the picture, Paytm, right? So in that scenario, Paytm take an advantage and they find that, okay, this is the best time to earn a lot of money. But the other people, the other competitors who find the similar idea, did they won't survive? The answer is no. They will definitely survive. But how they are going to survive it? By providing the best quality with their application. And that challenge given by PhonePe. That challenge given by PhonePe. They find out when Paytm came into the picture. So what exactly Paytm used to do it, that they used to save your some refund or cashback into your wallet, right? Most of the time. But we are mostly an Indian mentality. We always want money into our bank account. Somehow that thing was not there with the Paytm. PhonePe started with this loophole that, okay, this is some loophole is there, and they know the Indian market very well. Similarly, way Google Pay also know the Indian market very well, and they find that this thing. They finally started coming into the market. Now a time, the trend is that much that Paytm somehow declined from last multiple years. He's keep deploying the shares also. If you have seen the quality of the application also, but whereas PhonePe, GPay, Bheem UPI, these are working very rapidly, and there are now n numbers of applications. So it does not mean if you are coming first into the market, you have only got the opportunity. You are coming late into the market also, but if you have bring the best quality over here, then definitely it is the best thing. This is with the finance-based application example, but this is applicable with the clouds also. This is applicable with the clouds also. We all know in the cloud sector, the major three clouds are, which I talked yesterday also, is AWS, Azure, GCP is there, right? These are the three clouds which is very popular into the market. But why only AWS got popularity a lot? Still, rest of the cloud does not get that popularity. What was the reason behind that? Why AWS have rapid popularity in a case of this cloud market? That is the reason only you have chosen AWS, not Azure and GCP, though they are doing well into the market, right? We have seen the efficiencies also in multi-cloud environments also. We have seen Azure doing well in many places, but still AWS came into the top area. The reason why again, AWS when started its research, it was 2003. It started by, there was a white paper published by some of the PhD expert, which Pinhan was his name. He just did some research that there is something like in 2000 time frame, 3. I think some of people you might not even born also. So at that time frame, they have did a research that okay, this thing this thing might be in a future. See, vision technology is more about on the vision part. That's the reason you are seeing so much transitioning towards AI also, right? So in 2003 only he published that okay, this is a white paper, and following that paper, they finally get a chance to develop this thing. Then what happened in 2010? Officially, they started this AWS journey itself. When AWS journey have been started, from there, what exactly happened? People actually started understanding how much beneficial is this one and how it impactful. I will tell you in a detail also just after this point. Azure is why not become that much popular at that time because of the UI which Azure provided at that time was not that much attractive. When someone say today also, when someone say which is the best cloud in a look, so you will definitely say AWS look much better. Azure, due to its UI things, that was the limitation over there. But AWS get hell lot of budget, hell lot of thing. At that time, the CEO, I'm not remember the name. I think Jeff was there. He was one of the top money person at that time. They also started certifications also at the AWS front, right? But if you seen the trend of 2021 to 2024, Azure become now popular. From 2021 to 2024 trend, if someone have been given an interview at that time frame, if any one of you, at that time, each of the company was asking for Azure. Why that thing happened? See, for everything, there is a reason. For everything, there is a reason. First of all, every cloud follows one mechanism to take money from you. The subscription model is pay as you go subscription model, which I discussed today into the AWS class also into the morning. Pay as you go model means, for example, if I'm going into the restaurant, I order something for me. So I have to pay only for that particular thing which I have ordered. Let's say biryani I have ordered. So I have to pay for that particular amount. So it means I don't have to pay for tables. I don't have to pay for the fan. I don't have to pay for anything. That all of the clouds follow. That is the subscription model, pay as you go model. So when it started, AWS started with as a pay as an hour. Like if you use for an hour, just pay it for that particular hour. Then competition increased that much that it reached to minutes. And now competition is that much that it reached to seconds. When it reached to seconds, then what exactly happened? When already most of the customer moved towards AWS, then they started finding an issue. Issue means I have set up a budget of 1,000 rupees for my expenses. It is going 2,000 rupees. It is going 2,000 rupees. It is hitting my pocket, right? It is hitting my pocket. In the same place, as you're giving me the same thing at 1,000 rupees. So same work I have to take, same thing I have to do it. So when 2021 to 2024 or 2022 last itself, when the recession started, most of the customer find that their cloud expenses are going skyrocketingly very high. And then they shifted towards Azure. That was the reason when cost also come into this picture, many kind of diversions happen. Clear this part? The third cloud is GCP cloud in this same area, which was also getting popular nowadays. Many service-based company hire for GCP also. It can be your TCS, Wipro, right? But most of the product companies will hire you for the AWS itself. Service-based company having Azure, GCP, always remember they will hire mostly for this one. Product-based companies still will be targeting you over the AWS. So you have to make a strategy also, like for which company, because there are many job postings will be there. Something like Azure DevOps will also be there. GCP DevOps will there. So that kind of scenarios you are also going to enter. Now, when GCP came into the picture, GCP having the worst UI, to be very frank, to be true. You feel like you are using a documentation over the UI. That is the reason GCP is still not able to get that position over there. The only reason GCP is very popular because of its Kubernetes support, what they offer. What is Kubernetes? What is AKS? What is EKS? Forget about that thing right now. That we will discuss into the late discussion, right? So it means the second point when we talk about high quality, it means even though you are landing into the market late, it is not at all late for you. You are still do well into the market. Now you are seeing one application which is very popular in Bangalore, or I would say Bangalore. Blinkit, everyone. Which is the competitor of Blinkit right now? Zepto, right? Zepto was something which was came later. Blinkit was already there. But this is the real time scenario. See how you have to match this thing. So when Zepto get the funding, okay, Zepto get the funding. My senior itself, who is solution architect over there, he was earlier in a Flipkart, and he moved to Zepto. Why he moved to Zepto? Because definitely he got a very huge package. When someone is at an architect level in an IT industry, or already someone who's from Flipkart and all, very huge package. But leaving Flipkart, getting into the Zepto, which is still a developing organization, it means they already get some budget from the customers or some stakeholders, not customers, sorry, it will be the stakeholders, investors, I would say. So that is the way, that is the reason, even though it might be Blinkit also have some loopholes, might be some issues was there, which might be Zepto have figured it out and they try to resolve it. That's the way competition go into the market. Got it? That's the way the competition go into the market, and that's the way the things work. So this is the second point where high quality is needed with this infrastructure things part. Clear? Now let's move to the third point. Move to the third point. Lex capex plus opex. Capex plus opex. Heard anytime? Heard anytime this terminology? What exactly capex? What exactly opex means? And I will correlate this thing with the real-time scenario when you are talking about. Capex basically means your capital expenditure. Capital expenditure. Okay. Let's understand with the scenario. So let's assume I have to set up one organization. I have to set up one organization and it's a mid-level organization. Fine. In that organization, this is an IT-based organization which I want to do it, right? So definitely when there will be some engineers, I have to provide laptops to everyone, first part, right? Second thing is that I cannot make them work on only on the laptops because I want to share the data across all the people. So for that, I will be needing virtual servers, right? To make it connect, I need network. To make it connect networks, I need subnets. Then I need routers. Then I need switches. Then I need cables. Then I need like firewalls. These all things are component of your networks. The way you are connected, everything having a very vast backend. For all these components, I definitely need a big place. Let's assume this big place is the lab, okay, where I want to set it. Now, by setting these all things, what exactly it is going to be happen that I might be invested like, let's assume 10 CR in this one, 10 crores in this first business which I am planning to set up. But there are no chance that this business will work. Highly chances are there, right? It is a new business, it can be failed, right? But I already invested whatever amount I was having, 10 CR I invested. Once I invested 10 CR, fine. Now definitely to monitor this lab and all, definitely what I need a team of engineers. Yes or no? I definitely need people. Let's say engineers are needed, right? So definitely they will work on some salary. Clear? Then definitely I need power on all the time. I will be needing it. Power supply every time, right? 24/7. Labs are very fragile. Okay. Any labs in the organization are very fragile. So this need AC whole time. So let's assume this OPEX, this cost is my operational cost. This cost is my operational cost. Let's assume for a year I am paying 1 CR. 10 plus 1, 11 CR. To set up a small level of business, if I have to pay 11 CR and where there is no guarantee the things will work or not, it means there is a failure of a project going to be happen. The person who put it, the money that is going to be waste, and the amount of energy what someone have put it, that will go, right? It means at that time frame, I'm talking about 2010 or 11 time frame, when this type of challenge was there, you have to set up so many things. So this was the problem at that time, to set up these kind of things. In that particular scenario, who came into the picture at that time? Cloud came into the picture. Cloud came into the picture. Cloud said, you need router, I will give you. You need internet, I will give you. You need NAT gateway, I will give you. You need servers, I will provide you. You need virtual machines, you need data, everything, whatever you need it, I will give you. In return, I will charge you whatever you are using it for, whatever time purpose, I will just charge that. So the expenditure which was going till 11 CR, it reached to, let's say, around 50, or let's say 1 CR it reached, assuming maybe a small project, right? So that way also DevOps plays a very important role into this field of changing happen. Something which was very high, now suddenly it reduced to 1 CR itself. Another important factor, what happened to this net? I hope people over there over the call able to hear, right? Okay. Another important factor which you have to understand now, from 2020 16 or 2020 19 18, you might have noticed one more culture, a startup culture, right? In many time of a news everywhere, Mr. Modi also most of the time said that okay, we should emphasize towards make in India, we should emphasize towards startup culture. It was very popular in US, UK in 1990s frame, but now it started getting popular into India also. How many of you really know any good startup which is have a very good funding, which is purely on cloud? There is a startup called Freshworks. Just search about today. Freshworks. This is purely on SaaS based platform, which you are right now trying to understand. Other is Gupshup. These kind of a startups are very dependent onto the clouds, and they have got a very good funding from the investors, and many companies, they have like many big projects now they have did it. They don't have any infrastructure, they don't have any lab, everything at the cloud. Their interview, if you go, it is like something you will targeting Google itself. Freshworks I'm talking about. So startup is, like many people have that confusion also into the morning class, what exactly startup? Startup is a very initial company who have some idea, who just got some funding from some of the investors, if that project, if that idea will really work out, right? So that was the startup culture, so where many of the initial things will go on. If things work out, you will see a salary hike from 1,000 to directly very good numbers, right? So this is the another important factor as an CapEx plus OpEx. But now in a technical front, or in a technical scenario, how this will be important or how this is going to be make sense. That you have to understand. This part clear, everyone? What is CapEx, OpEx? Now let's say there are two companies. Two companies are there. A similar scenario on CapEx and OpEx. One is Flipkart, a very big e-commerce company. Thus, these two companies are only there in e-commerce, or any other companies was also there? Does anyone remember? Before that, one of the company was there which was very popular for some time. You might have used to get the ad at your TV sets also. Remember, there was one company called, come on man, Snapdeal. Remember? Right? They were not able to compete into the market with the latest technology trend when it goes. Somehow it failed. Shopify was there. Many are there like that. Okay, but coming to this scenario, Flipkart and Amazon. Okay, understand this scenario now. Now, and it will correlate with your DevOps, how it is going to be implemented. Now, let's say Flipkart having a daily hit count. Okay, when I say daily hit count, means every day it is like some 50,000 people visiting it. Right? Similarly, way Amazon is also visiting some, like, let's assume 1 lakh, we can say this one. A very famous term for both of them which they follow, that is called big billion days. Heard it or not? Big billion days, right? Where they do a lot of sale, right? Everyone, I hope everyone is aware about big billion days, right? So when big billion days is going to be headed up, right? In that particular scenario, they were knowing it. The people who are at 50,000, highly chances are there, these people can go up to 10 lakh, right? Because sale, whenever sale they disclose, it means that is going to be happen. In another scenario, Amazon also having an assumption that it can go till, let's say, 20 lakhs. 20 lakhs. Right? Now, if this is the box, and this having a capacity of 10 people. If I'll try to accommodate 20 people into this box, what is going to be happen? Small plastic box is there. If in that particular box, if I have kept 10 chocolates, if I'll try to put 20 chocolates or 30 chocolates, what is going to be happen? Overloaded. It can be break, it can be burst, right? So in this scenario also, when website have been designed, when backend have been designed only for 50,000 people, or server have been designed for 50,000 people, if I'm going to put a load of 10 lakh, in that scenario, what is going to be happen? Server will crash. Server will break. So in that scenario, if I follow the same strategy, the older strategy, I think that, okay, cloud is not there, DevOps is not there, and nothing is there. And in this scenario, if I want to increase this load, so what I will do, I will purchase servers, I will again purchase routers, I will again this cables, firewalls, everything I will purchase it, right? Let's say I have made an investment again over here of, let's say, 3 CR. Fine. Both of the companies, they have made it the investment of again 3 CR. Fine. So this 3 days sales went on. They made a business. Perfectly fine. Everything went well. They made some level of profit also. Now, once the sale over, the load which was 50,000 reached to 10 lakh. Now it again come to 50,000. The load over here, which was 1 lakh, 20 lakh came in. Again, it come to 1 lakh. Now, if I already put this much of amount in this one, now what I'm going to do with this stuff? What I'm going to do with this stuff? Diwali will again next year. Big Billion Day will again next year. It means again I have to keep this thing with myself for that particular year. If that is going to put it, it means again I have OpEx come into the picture. Operational cost will come because I have to provide this thing a specific lab, right? I need engineers to keep it monitor. I need 24/7 people over there. Power supply should be there. I cannot sell it because anything which is a second hand, it will go like nothing. So whatever profit I have earned, that completely goes into waste. Yes or no? Understand the scenario which I started from where capex plus OX from the industry, how to the technical term. So when that is going to be happen in that particular scenario, this will be a loss for me. So in this particular scenario, what should be the best thing? That particular scenario, the best thing is your cloud itself. Your cloud come into the picture and it will actually introduce another component, something like your Kubernetes. This is right now, you don't have to worry about what exactly it is. Just you have to remember, let's say Kubernetes or any kind of a services, any kind of a services, which actually going to help me out when the load increase, the number of ports will increase. When the load decrease, number of ports will decrease. What is port? What is load? What is node? No need to worry as of now. It is able to manage at that time whatever thing is happening. On top of it, cloud will give me more servers. Okay, boss, you want only for 3 days. Take it, just pay me the rent. Take it, just pay me the rent. A scenario was there where I have to purchase everything from the for a year time frame and which I have to keep it for another year. It means again I have to do it. For example, a best example, you are purchasing a car. Let one more real time example. Let's say you purchase very good car. Let's say BMW, you have purchased it. It costs you around like let's say 50 lakh. This is what happened. This is the capital expenditure you put it. On top of it, it is your liability which you have did it, right? Now when you purchase this much of big car, definitely you are not going to drive it, right? So what you are going to do it, you will put a driver over there, right? Then your maintenance cost will be there, right? Then your petrol cost or diesel, whatever it will be there. Again, OPEX will come into the picture, operational. So you have to think in a scenario how much we have to save whenever we are talking about the DevOps. DevOps means is development plus operations. Means whatever cost we are putting in an operations, how we can save it. And the best factor whenever you are moving towards cloud also, when cost is getting higher, that is your responsibility. You have to introduce the policies, you have to do the things to reduce the company level things which is impacting the revenue. If you reduce the cost of something which is going higher, it is an advantage for the organization, it is advantage for the employee which is part of that particular thing. Clear this part, everyone. Capex, OPEX in a technical front, right? People over the call, are you guys able to understand?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, the another point on the characteristics front only. The another point on the characteristics front itself, that is your reduced outages. Reduce outage. How many of you really understand what is outage mean? Before we will go further, what do you understand by outage? Has anyone heard about it? Not heard it. Simple, a very sober example. Everyone is using WhatsApp, right? You try to send a text message to your friend. Hi. You are connected with the very good internet. You are connected with the best network in your place, but that hi is not going to him. It's stuck in between. You're finding that YouTube is working, you're finding that other relevant applications is working. Why the hell this is not working? The reason why, because application may have received a lot of requests which is not able to process, which is not able to work or go ahead further, due to which application got crashed at the backend level. And that is the reason whatever things you are doing it, that is failing. Another important thing, most of the time we use Paytms for a payment. You might have observed one issue over there. Whenever you are doing a payment, it keep going in a line. You have to be on the shop for a longer time until unless it is showing that okay, this payment is done. Why that thing is happening? Because server is unresponsive at that time. It is not able to take the request very fastly. Whenever you are using UPIs, at that time this particular thing is not going very fastly, due to which this become unresponsive. So if you have built very good application, you build everything very fragile, okay, good UI is there, it is looking good, but when the task thing will come, it is not able to perform well, then definitely it is the failure of application. So DevOps will keep checking the stability of your product, like it should be available 24/7. If I'll say 24/7, the best example is your Disney Hotstar. Uh, Many of you know Disney Hotstar, right? When there is a cricket match come, you might have seen the load have been reached from 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 10 lakh, whatever lakh it reached, till 1 CR it reached. How that thing is happening? Box is this much only. It can be crashed also, right? There is some more science is there, but still, for a layman language, box is this much only, but it is keep going, increasing, increasing. It is, and it is not breaking anywhere. That much technology aspects have been involved over there. So that stability, if you not provide to the customer will go away from any other platform, because hell lot of options are there, right? So that is the another important characteristics of this one, that it won't let your application to be down. It keep it running at the component level. It keep it running at the software level till whenever you need it, you can just able to access it. That is the major terminology where it is say as reduce outages. There is no outages happen nowadays. If you see any application, there is, you might very lesser examples are there where you see application is not working. In most of the scenario, applications are mostly working if they are from good company. So what exactly we talked about, if you see, we talked about the first point is the fast delivery, right? We talked about the high quality, clear? And we talked about the less capex plus opex. And the last point which we have talked about, we talked about the reduce outages. So this is the characteristics of DevOps. Any organization, if you are going it, this is the mantra you have to remember, that why you are getting into the DevOps. Why companies are ready to pay that much of amount to you for any of the job openings when it is coming. Always remember, when you are targeting DevOps, you should target SRE, Site Reliability Engineer. You should target this particular thing. As a fresher also, if you're targeting it, for small time DevOps experience, you get it, but you should target SRE. I will show you the whole roadmap also, how things will go on proceeding further. Till this part, anyone have any doubt, anything, any confusion which you are not able to understand it? Any doubt till this part? So this is at that level where you have to understand, sorry, where you have to understand how things actually work at the a layman language. I would moreover say a layman language, where an individual need to first understand how this complete scenario works, right? Now, when we go forward, we will start one by one to understand how this process come and involve into the IT industry, how we actually developing the product, what actually the processes are there. So whenever you get into the company, you should be not been in a dilemma that okay, what exactly this is going on, what is agile, what is scrum, what exactly the process, what is Jira, what is Bugzilla. These all things we will discuss in the going forward classes. So you will be understanding step by steps how these software development life cycles actually work into the current IT industry. So you can be able to give a better answer whenever someone is asking you about the product scenarios, right? And you will see how many ladders are there. It's not only one person or individual person is doing it. No, there are n number of people are working: developer, tester, support team, manager, scrum master, program managers, architects, cloud specialists, DevOps, SRE. Hell number of opportunities are there. So one by one, we will see in this particular scenario. Clear, everyone? Any doubts, people over the call? Anyone having? Fine. So
Hi.
go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, yesterday I didn't join the call. Did I miss anything about about the basics or else timings or else
Uh,
any doubts rising wise and any PDFs like
nothing,
that?
nothing. As of now, you have not missed anything. Officially, we started from today only. Okay. So as of now, you are on track itself. Related to PDFs and all, that will be, I will be sharing one by one when the things proceed further.
Sure. Sorry for this. May I know what's your name?
My name is
Like
Ranjit Saini.
Ranjit. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fine.
Yeah, fine.
So, okay. So apart from this, what else? Apart from this, most of you people have already completed Linux. Yes. So do we start assignments from today itself? Say yes or no. If we start, so you will have most of the people you are freshers only. You will have enough plenty of time. Write assignment. Write the assignment once. Assignment 1 and note it down quickly. Please carry your laptops and notebooks every time. What exactly you have to do it? Most of you have AWS accounts, everyone, because you all have already completed the classes, right? So you have to deploy one EC2 instance of Red Hat. Deploy an EC2 instance of Red Hat. Take the most latest version. Take the most latest version. Let's say version is 9.2. You can enable, on a second point, enable the subscription manager over there. Enable subscription manager in Red Hat. Right. Once this part is done, okay, means operating system is ready. Next part, what you have to do it, configure a database. Configure a database of Oracle. Let's take a version 13G or 13C, Oracle 13C. Oracle 13C. So you have to install a database into Linux, right? Once, next point, once the database installed, once the database installed, access it, access it with an application called, dbweir, dbweir, dbweir. You can just search it on Google, you will find it. This is a 4-line assignment, but it will take a week. Remember this thing, because what exactly you have to do it, you need to set up a complete database in the Linux. When I say database, it means not any kind of an application. It is a full-fledged database you have to configure, right? Till now, if you have heard in your college days or school days, something database is there, right? So you have to configure the complete Linux first part, which you will get from AWS. Your EC2 environment will be there. Access it using any of the key. Done. Once you access it, then you have to download the zip file or the .sh file from Oracle website itself. Okay, there will be the installation file will be available. That installation file you have to copy into your Linux box. Once that file copied, after that you have to follow the documentation which is specifically offered by the Oracle. One by one, there are 300 plus pages will be there. One by one, you have to follow the step and start configuring the database over there. Once database installed, all the services are running. After that, you have to download another application that is a window-based application, DB Viewer. You have to DB database. Once the DB Viewer install done, then it will ask you the host name. So your host name, what is your host name? The IP of your EC2 instance box that you have to pass, and the port number you have to pass on which database you have, which is running it. Right? And on that basis, you will be able to configure it. It is a big task, but yeah, you guys mostly have already completed 2 months, and I already said that now advancement will go ahead in the upcoming classes. Fine. The people who joined very recently, for them people, like if you really want to, just a second. If you really want to know about myself, you can just Google it. You will find it about DevOps with Ranjit completely. Okay. All the details you will find over Google itself. And you find most of the information, what exactly I do. Okay. I associated with government also in Haryana Cyber City Police. Right. So this is pretty much about myself. So yeah, so please ensure to complete these assignments very aggressively on your things. You will learn a lot. You will get to know. You will see a different world. As I dropped yesterday also one message that I got to know that you people have, from whoever you have trained, I don't want to comment on that part, but the basics are very weak for you guys. So this will give you an idea what exactly Linux is all about, what exactly cloud is all about, and how in real life things actually work in. Right? So please tighten up your belts to see the real things in the industry. Fine then, thank you so much. We will meet morning to the AWS batch people, and evening we will meet to the DevOps team, DevOps people. Fine. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for that.